Hi, good morning. Thank you for the invitation to speak today, specifically on this topic of election administration in California. My name is Rebecca Nowacek. I am the Director of External Partnerships at Secure Families Initiative. We are a nonpartisan organization that strengthens the voices of diverse military families as an active and influential constituency on issues that impact our lives. We also lead the Military Vote Coalition, a nonpartisan coalition of over 20 military family and veteran support organizations united by our mission to protect the military community's access to the ballot box. SFI's military voter education programs have also been recognized nationally and highlighted as key information source for active duty families by the Department of Defense. I'm here today representing my community and SFI, but not to advocate for any partisan outcome, but to ensure that the community we represent is at the table where our access to the ballot box is being discussed. Personally, my firsthand knowledge, both as a military spouse and also as the daughter of a combat veteran, has led me to this work. Military families represent America. Military families come from rural areas, small and large towns and cities. They include members from every ethnic group, religion, educational background, and sexual orientation. Nearly 50% of service members are Black, Indigenous, or a person of color. Over 50% are under 30 years old, and 92% of military spouses are women. The military community is a network of families stationed all over the world. Most active duty families move every 2 to 3 years. These moves can disrupt support networks, safety, children's education and social lives, and limit career paths. These moves also impact our ability to vote. Routine mail delivery delays is a common challenge entirely out of our hands when stationed far away from home. For example, families stationed all the way in Japan have shared experiences of mail taking 6 to 8 weeks. And there are other challenges that I've highlighted in my written testimony. So it should be no surprise that military voters are 27% less likely to have voted than their civilian counterparts. When a military voter tries to vote but is unsuccessful, the most common reason is because their ballot arrives past the deadline. The second most common reason comes when a military voter's ballot gets rejected for something like a missing signature or a date, and the voter isn't notified or provided the opportunity to cure the ballot by the deadline. That's why we have long advocated for policies that would tackle these top issues facing our community. Best practices include, number one, enable ballots that are postmarked by Election Day to arrive at least 7 days after Election Day to still be counted, and two, ensure timely ballot rejection notification and robust ballot curing processes and opportunities for our voters. Both these policies are true for California, home to the largest number of active duty members in the United States, and also one of the largest uniform and overseas citizen, or UOCAVA, voting populations. These policies may lead to longer wait times, true, for election results. But more importantly, they go a long way to protect military voters who should have the same opportunity as our civilian counterparts to be maximally deliberative about our choices at the ballot box. There are two proposed federal policy changes currently in motion. One, the SAVE Act, which this chamber advanced earlier this month, and the March 25th executive order regarding voter registration requirements. Both take American elections in the opposite direction, where military voters need them to go. For instance, one of the barriers of the SAVE Act may impose would require voters to bring passports or birth certificates in person to their election office when they register. This means military families would no longer be able to register from that faraway duty station, and if a person has changed their last name since birth, for example, if you're like me and changed my last name when I married my husband, using a birth certificate might not be sufficient documentation on itself. If implemented, the March 25th executive order would also undermine the ability for military families to access the ballot box. The order would mean that the military families stationed halfway across the world from home, who crossed every T, who dotted every I when casting their ballot, their military ID would no longer suffice, and mail delays outside of their control could mean their ballot could never count. So in closing, I'd like to remind the committee that voting carries a profound, profound gravity for us. The right to vote is a cornerstone of the democracy that we as military families have committed to protect. I urge this committee, as well as every other body in Congress, don't abandon us, don't abandon military families. Thank you.